Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the podcast. For those of you who are probably listening to this episode for the first time, I'm Anisha. I'm a healer and a life coach, and I've been working with people, guiding people, coaching people for the last 11 years. And yeah, I have clients all over the world. I work with people online, and I already have another podcast. If you check out my YouTube, and this is the um, new avatar that I'm coming up with. So today's episode is all about manifestation, energy work. I've been talking about this particular topic for I think a couple of years now, like specifically focusing on this and specifically working on coaching our minds, coaching or transforming our energy and becoming the frequency, right, of what we want to manifest. And most of you who read books around this, who kind of follow self-help resources, you probably know that how powerful our energy is when it comes to whatever we are manifesting or whatever we are attracting in our lives, right? So I want to kind of focus on a different aspect today, right? A little different from or moving a little ahead from what law of attraction is all about, right? So you probably would have heard the phrase, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Now what does that really mean, right? What does it mean that you attract who you are? Who are you, right? You probably want, you were like, I'm this so and so. You say your name, and this is your story, and but how is that connected to what we want, right? You must be wondering. So when I say you attract who you are, what I really mean is that whatever energy you are emanating right now is exactly the kind of energy that you're going to attract in your life. So this means that if you are, let's take an example of money. Many of you would understand this example, right? So when we are focusing on attracting more money, say a better job, a better opportunity, more people, more clients, right? Anything and everything that brings more money into our lives. However, you are asking for it. Now when I say you're asking for it, you're probably sometimes requesting God, right? Begging God, you're saying your affirmations. However, you don't really connect with your affirmation. You say I'm prosperous, but when you're saying it, there is this disconnection between your energy and what you're saying. Okay, there is this feeling of guilt, shame, that you are not what you're saying you are, right? And that disconnection, somehow you feel like by saying those things will happen. And that's why just saying affirmations, when you haven't done your inner work, when you haven't done the shadow work, when you haven't cleared out the muck within, it really feels alienating, and a lot of people stop it midway because they don't resonate with it. And they don't, sometimes you revolt, your body revolts, there's your nervous system revolts, because it's a lie for you, right? So when you're asking for it, yet you're feeling the lack, yet you're constantly worried, how will I pay my bills? You're constantly angry, frustrated about your so-called current reality, and you ask for it like for a second, but for the rest of the, say, 15 hours of your day, you focus on what you don't have. That means the energy the frequency that you're emanating is that of lack. So you want a better job, or you want a job, you will not get that because the energy is of lack. So perhaps whatever even you have, you probably lose. Even if you have a job, you have a part-time job and you're looking for a better job, you might even lose the job that you already have. Why? Because you're focusing on lack. And lack is that I don't have, or I am missing this, or I don't have enough. So then more of not enough, more of I don't have will come into your life. You get it? You understand what's going on here? Yeah, and that's why I think there is this a quote also. I can't remember where it was from, but the more you have, you keep getting more, and the lesser you have, or whatever you have is also taken away from you, right? That's because the energy is such. Okay. So today I really want us to sit with this truth that we don't attract based on our wish list. We attract based on the energy we radiate every single day. And that's why, folks, it's very important. I keep repeating again and again because this needs repetition so that, it kind of sinks in all your, minds, that the inner chatter that's happening with all of us throughout the day, the company that we have or of ourselves, right, throughout the day is what's most important. Because if you are giving yourself nourishing thoughts, encouraging thoughts, you are loving yourself, you are you're really gentle with yourself, that's where the change will happen. Not in the doing of the ritual which will happen for a minute, not in the affirmation which you'll probably say for 10 minutes, or in the script writing which will happen for 10 minutes. Not to say that that's not going to bring a difference. However, what is the energy that's yours, in throughout the day? What is the energy that you're marinating is? That's what will impact your manifestation. Okay. So many of us, we keep asking, why am I not manifesting what I want? Why do I keep getting the same results, right? In our relationships, in our career, in our finances. The answer lies in this. You are always attracting from who you are being, not just what you're thinking about. And of course, when I talk about inner child, I always say that if, there are a lot of blocks, right? And like I gave you an example of a phone, that at the age of 10 or 11, just like a phone kind of gets full with memory, our own subconscious, our own minds, bodies also get filled with all the belief systems that we carry from our parents, from people, who we grow up around. So if we don't clear that out, right, we can't really get new beliefs in. And that's where this comes from, that everything is just repeating in my life as a pattern. That's because your beliefs around money were probably taken from your mom, from your dad, from your aunt, from your friends, and then that was stored, and then you didn't work on it, and now the same beliefs will keep repeating because that's all that your system knows. Yeah. So think about this, right? Wanting something often carries the vibration of lack. Because if you want something, what does that really mean? You want something, this means you don't have it, right? So if you say, I want more money, but deep down your energy is that I don't have enough, or I want love, but the vibration is I'm lonely and I'm unworthy, then what you're actually putting out into the universe is the energy of lack, loneliness, and unworthiness. And the universe or life, God, whatever you believe in, it's simply a mirror. And actually today, I was in a coaching class, and my mentor said that we are constantly matching. We are not attracting, this universe is not giving us something, it's just matching a frequency. Yeah. So it doesn't matter the words we are saying. If you're saying, oh, I love you, but in your mind you're like, I'm just in your energy, you really don't care, but you're saying this to somebody just to amend something, or just to keep the peace in the house, or whatever. That person will get it. Maybe not instantly, but energetically, you probably won't get that love reciprocated back, right? Or you might not be able to attract more love because, you're not being genuine. The genuine energy is of whatever, right? So then the genuine energy is not love. So whatever that energy you're sending out, irrespective of your action or the words, is actually what's creating your life. Yeah. So it's not enough to just want. We have to also shift into embodying, right? Because embodying what it feels like to already be abundant, right? Already be loved, already be whole is the most important thing. So for example, let's talk about, the energies or the vibrations that will really, that you can be in order to attract something. Okay, so now if you want to attract money, you want to be able to feel that safety, you want to be able to feel that security, you want that you want to feel confident, you want to feel the power. Yeah, because if you are waiting for money to feel those things, money is not going to come to you. Yeah. However, if you find little things in your life that can make you feel safe, that can make you feel secure, that can make you feel supported, then money comes to you. Yeah. If you're looking for love, this I have repeated it so many times. If you're looking for love and you're feeling lonely, the energy of loneliness is not going to get more love into your life. So learn to love your own company. Yeah, that's what will bring the change. And this is an example I gave in the last podcast as well. So if you just look into the mirror, yeah, and if you're frowning, the reflection will suddenly smile at you. Yeah, if you're looking into the mirror and you're frowning, will that reflection will also frown, and that's the same thing. So in order to expect a smile, which we all do, we also need to smile first. You see? So life works the same way. The outer world reflects our inner state. So if you're constantly carrying the energy of fear, doubt, resentment, stress, you'll keep attracting situations that match those vibrations. And on the flip side, when you radiate joy, gratitude, openness, trust, the universe matches that, and it sends you more people that you can trust. It sends you more opportunities that you can be grateful for. It'll send you such situations that just bring joy in your life. And that's why people who seem to have it all, they aren't just lucky. Okay, they've learned to hold a certain vibration consistently. So now you must be wondering, how do we actually shift from wanting into being? Yeah. So here I'm going to share a few powerful practices with all of you. Start it today. There is no waiting, folks. You don't need to postpone the happiness, the security, the joy in your life. You can start feeling it today, right now, in this moment. Because only when you feel it can you actually attract more good things, or things that you want in your life. Because the things that you want, you have to figure out the feelings behind it, and you have to start embodying it right now. Yeah. So the number one thing is gratitude. Yeah. Start every day by naming at least, say 3 things you're deeply grateful for. Gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration. Yeah. Visualization. So many times I've told you that our subconscious doesn't understand the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you're constantly, and if you make it a practice of meditating and visualizing, right, and actually being in that feeling and letting your body go there and imagine, being in that house, being in that car, being in that relationship, and feeling those things, where there is heart and brain coherence, it'll manifest very quickly whatever you want. Do body work, right? So like the affirmations should actually resonate with your energy, rather than so try and match what you're saying with that energy. If you feel like you're saying I'm abundant and it's not resonating, so you can say I choose to be abundant. Yeah. Or I'm working on becoming abundant. Something that you can say and actually feel like, okay, my body is not revolting. You have to start learning to listen to your body rather than like, sometimes mindlessly we do things without even connecting with our body, without seeing if it feels good, not good. That's very important, because when there is energetic coherence, only then will you be able to give clear signals. The frequency will be absolutely clear to the universe, and they will give you what you want. Because remember, the universe is only matching. Remember that. Don't forget it. And if it's matching, then your energy must be of what you want. And of course, the fourth thing would be check your broadcast system, folks, right? What is that inner chatter every day? Be kind to yourself. And that's why, folks, that's why I keep focusing on this work, coaching, healing, all of this. It actually helps you understand and be kind and nurturing to your own self, right? Eating good food, the thoughts, every time there is a fall, do you berate yourself? Do you tell yourself you're a loser, you can't do anything? Because all of these voices in our head are of critical people. Again, first 10-11 years of our life, when you did a mistake, were you told, were you kind of being were you scolded, were you taken and explained to in a very gentle way that how things can get better, whatever, like what that tone with which you grew up. Again, in I think last one of my episodes, I talked about various attachment styles. So what's your attachment style? Based on that, you've built up those beliefs, and based on that you will broadcast your thoughts, that your inner chatter will be around that. So please work on that. Invest in yourself. Give yourself time. If you don't invest in yourself, your energy work, your mindset work, then whatever direction you're moving in, only you can unravel and kind of clear those blocks away. But in order to do that, you have to choose yourself. And the moment you choose yourself, you'll start to see changes. Yeah. So there's the story of this client, right? So I remember working with someone who kept saying that she wanted a partner who was kind, grounded, and committed, right? But when I started working to her, I realized she was constantly anxious, doubting herself, and always expecting, by the way, to be rejected. Okay? And so we kind of worked on the energy of, okay, this is what you want, but you're constantly thinking that you're not good enough. And if you're feeling you're not good enough, that's the energy that's being broadcasted. So then everybody who's coming around, who's, meeting you or who's seeing you, they are also thinking that you're not good enough, because that's the energy that you're giving out. Right? So we did deep, inner child work, safety work, self-love work, and we shifted her focus, right, to embodying that self-love, and also for her to accept herself, because she was very critical of herself. Yeah. And when she became softer with herself, by the way, this is the whole energy work, folks, is your relationship with yourself. When she became kinder to herself, when she started relaxing, when she started trusting herself, when she started believing that she is worth something, where that worthiness came in, shame went out, slowly she became comfortable. Then we did some somatics also to release that stress from the body, anxiety, trauma, all of that. And within, I would say, 6 months, she started to open up like a beautiful flower, right? And I think it was just the end of the 6th month, she literally met someone, like, who matched that frequency, somebody who was very confident, somebody who was centered. She met somebody in a meditation class, of all the places. Can you imagine? So it's all about not chasing something, but becoming so centered and calm and getting those feelings that why do we run after something? Because we think if we get it, we will feel whatever, right? If I get this person, I'll feel, I'll be secure, I'll be loved, I'll be taken care of. But take care of your own self first. Feel that security, and that person will show up. Yeah. I want all the money in the world because then I'll be taken care of. You can take care of yourself today. Okay? So, I hope all of this makes sense. I hope there was a flow which you understand, what you can do, where you can go, and how you can work on yourself. Because, this energy, your energy is your order slip to the universe. Okay? And the most empowering part is that you can shift your energy any moment, right? So today ask yourself, what energy am I giving out right now? Does it align with the life I want to create? And if not, what small shifts can I make? Take it like slow. What shifts can I make in my breath, in my posture, in my thoughts, in my heart? Right here, right now. And remember, the mirror only reflects. Or I would say the universe only matches. So when you give out the energy of joy, gratitude, abundance, the universe will match it with more abundance, more joy, more gratitude. Right? So that's the story, and that's what I wanted to talk about today, folks. I hope this makes sense. So you have the power to attract what you want, to manifest what you want by being the frequency of what you truly want. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who needs a reminder, and don't forget to subscribe for deep conversations on energy, healing, and manifestation. Signing off, Anisha Dutt from Zarya Healings.